Hello, children. Well, we might not all be children, but all of us are probably interested in books regardless. So today we're having a very special back-to-school app judgment covering the very best of ebook readers for the iPad. Stay tuned.
This episode of App Judgment is brought to you by Netflix. Head over to www.netflix.com/AJ for your free trial.
Welcome to App Judgment, your premier source for mobile application reviews. I'm David Prager. Today we're going to look at some of the top ebook experiences for the iPad, Apple's native iBooks, Barnes & Noble's Nook, Borders eBooks, and the Amazon Kindle for the iPad. I don't read as many books as I'd like, and I haven't been a huge ebook reader yet, but I'm convinced that ebooks are here to stay in a big way and that the iPad is easily as big a player as the Amazon Kindle. All the ebooks I found in the various stores were definitely competitively priced, so they're about the same price across all the different stores. The only major problem I have with the iPad as a platform for ebooks is that the display is glossy and can be rather annoying to deal with in different lighting conditions compared to the Amazon Kindle's electronic paper display. Anyway, the most important element in feeling comfortable with ebooks is exactly that, having the book feel soft on the eyes, the device comfortable, and reading it being a relaxing experience. Let's start with Apple's iBooks. Apple is the best at aesthetic and look and feel, so as expected, the app iBooks looks and feels great. Your library is a bookshelf with quick and simple animations when you select a book. You can toggle to a list view and sort by titles, authors, categories, or do searches. If you're familiar with any iTunes store interface, the bookstore is exact same format and runs within iBooks. It's very easy to browse books, look at top charts and featured books. You can read descriptions and reviews of any book as well. I decided I'd buy the #1 title in the New York Times bestseller list at the time we taped this. I looked at the web and it's The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. But, inside the app in the Apple bookstore, it's not even on the list. Therein lies the biggest current problem with the iBook store. Some titles are simply not available. I also think it's an editorial blunder to have a button for the New York Times bestseller list in your store and then just simply omit a title, like the current #1 title, from appearing on the list at all, even if you can't download it. Anyway, I went ahead and purchased the #2 book, The Red Queen. So reading in iBooks looks almost like a real book. When you turn the page turns with almost too much animation. You can choose between a soft sepia background or a white background. You can resize text from ridiculously huge to ridiculously small and anywhere in between. You can also choose to read in landscape mode or portrait mode. And so now the features that only an ebook can provide. At any time you can select a word from the page and get a dictionary definition of it on the fly. You can also highlight any word or passage plus insert a note for any highlighted passage. There's a separate menu where all of your highlights and notes are listed in addition to any pages that you've bookmarked. So next up, we're going to move on to Borders eBooks. I heard plenty about Kobo and wanted to review it too, but quickly realized that Borders eBooks are powered by Kobo and essentially the same thing. So the Borders ebook selection is vast and their store works within the app. The look and feel of the store is not as nice as within iBooks, but you can still sort lists and titles and authors and such. Your Borders ebook library display is customizable with different attractive shelving styles, but your lists aren't as sortable. I went ahead and purchased the #1 fiction book from the New York Times bestseller list, The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. While reading a book, you can only have two options, black text on white or night reading, aka white text on black. You've got 4 fonts to choose from and a range of text sizes. You can also customize how to turn or flip or fade pages. There are no highlighting or notes or dictionary options, but you can place as many bookmarks as you'd like for later review. Moving on to Barnes & Noble. Their ebook reader is called Nook. Your library display in Nook is very plain and not very sortable, although you can give your books different star ratings. The store for the Nook opens the Barnes & Noble store in Safari, where you can browse their library of over 1 million titles. I downloaded the same #1 title from the New York Times list. When reading a book, the level of some of the customizations is almost too much. For example, when you select text or background colors, you get an entire color palette to choose from. But you can save as many of those themes as you want and be very selective in organizing what font you want to use, text sizes, and what colors you want the highlights to even be. So just like in iBooks, you can look up dictionary definitions as well as add highlights and notes for later review. It doesn't look as pretty though, and I found it very difficult to highlight a passage versus a word. In fact, I still don't know if I can highlight more than an individual word. So before we move on to the mighty Amazon Kindle app and our final judgments, let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Netflix delivers movies directly to your home, saving you time, money, and hassle. As a Netflix Unlimited member, you get DVDs by mail in about 1 business day. Plus, you can instantly watch thousands of TV episodes and movies streamed directly to your PC, Macs, or right to your TV via a Netflix-ready device like the Xbox 360, PS3, and the Nintendo Wii. Watch as many movies as you want. Shipping is free, and there are never any late fees or due dates. Keep the movies for as long as you like. DVDs by mail, plus instantly right to your TV. Get unlimited movies 2 ways for only $8.99 a month. As a new member and as an App Judgment viewer, you can get a free trial membership. Go to www.netflix.com/AJ and sign up now. Be sure to use this URL so that they know we sent you.
Finally, we move to the mighty Amazon Kindle app. The Kindle Home is a list of the books in your library. It looks better than the Nook, but not as attractive as iBooks or Barnes & Noble's bookshelves. The Kindle store opens Safari and sends you to Amazon's massive library of ebooks, the largest selection out there, probably by a lot. I took our tried and true Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest book and gave it a spin. Customizations are nice and simple with black background, white background, and sepia background, and different text sizes, but there's only one font and formatting style. Flipping pages is a swipe or a tap. Dictionary definitions, highlighting notes, and bookmarks are all features in the Kindle app, and they're easy to use and review. They do look better on iBooks though. So with that in mind, let's review, starting with iBooks. The pros are the store looks good, the books look good, the features look and feel really look great, and you can port your ebooks over to your Mac, your iPhone, your iPod Touch, etc. The cons are, well, the store selection just isn't quite there yet. They're trying to get there. I think they'll get it, but right now it's lacking. On to the Borders eBooks pros. They have a great store app with a huge selection and a nice looking customization opportunity for the library. Cons, I absolutely hate that there are no notes, no highlighting, no dictionary features. If you're going to make an ebook reader, at least use something that this letter E can stand for. It's horrible. Okay, Barnes & Noble's Nook Pros. It's a good selection of books. It does have the highlight notes and dictionary features. Cons are the library design is really bland and plain. You can't highlight all that well, and the customizations on look and feel are extensive but just somehow lacking on aesthetic. Finally, the Amazon Kindle iPad Pros. It's a huge number of titles available, a simple look and feel with just the right amount of aesthetic customizations. It's easy to use the notes and highlighting features, and when you're highlighting, you can actually do crowdsourced popular highlights to see what other people are highlighting. And cons, the store on Amazon is out of the app. I happen to like it when it's in the app. And also, the layout of notes and highlights and bookmarks, well, it could just look a little bit better. Overall, there are two clear winners in my ebook. iBooks only has one major flaw, and that's their overall selection of titles, and I'm pretty sure they'll probably get there. Overall, the look and feel and aesthetics is hands down the best by quite a lot. Definitely download iBooks and use it. The other winner is the Amazon Kindle app. It boasts all the same features and ease of use as iBooks and is also a no-brainer to use. If their aesthetic came close to iBooks, I think Kindle would be the hands-down runaway winner. Either way, both of these apps are absolute downloads. As for Barnes & Noble's Nook and Borders e-reader, there are just too many things missing from Nook to make it worthwhile when you have other ebook reader options. Don't download this app. And the fact that there's no highlighting and no notes and such for Borders makes it an absolute don't download. That's it for this episode of App Judgment. I'm David Prager. If you have a problem with what ebook readers I reviewed, what comments I made on them, well, I want to know about it. Let me know what you think. Send us an email to appjudgment@revision3.com. You can also find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. And we look forward to having you watch the next episode. Thanks.